how are you doing? I'm Dr. Gail. And here's the Raven Queen, Mary. I was just asking her before you went in, what is the Raven Queen? But she is at the Rustic Raven, and she is the queen of the Rustic Raven. But this is Mary. So glad to have you, Mary. I want to say hello to some people while they're coming in. Hi, Juno. Hey, Butterfly Kisses. Hey, White Dragon. Let's see who else is here. Oh, my scroll is not working. Wow, it worked really well that time. Hey, Kathleen. Let's see. How Wolf Win Holistic Healing. Hi, I don't think I've seen you, so welcome to our show.
That's Jared.
Oh, that's Jared. Oh, what a great name. Hey, Jared. Hey, Dream 31. Hey, Spirit Watcher Suzanne. Let's see who else is here. Thanks for joining us today. I see you're all saying hello to each other. Anyway, we're going to be talking to Mary about, or should I just call you the Raven Queen instead of Mary?
Jared calls me the Raven Queen.
Jared calls her Raven Queen. Okay. All right. Well, let me talk about a few things that are coming up. Tomorrow, I'll be having Rebecca Hardcastle Wright. She's written this book about exoconscious humans. And I'm reading this book now. And it's pretty amazing because I really didn't know much about exoconscious. I didn't know that's what they labeled us. All the ones that are ET, contact, and all those kind of things, doing the healings, that were exoconscious humans. And I didn't know that label. Did you know that label?
I had no idea.
Well, that's the official label because she goes into kind of the scientific stuff of all this and how this came about. And anyway, it's real interesting, and it's like eye-opening and like 1,000 questions, of course, about this book. So that if you ever will get this book, she'll be on tomorrow about this exoconscious humans. And anyway, it's real interesting about that. And I just didn't know that's what we were a part of. That's who we are. Anyway, hey, Kristen K. Hey, Son of Watt. Also, and she'll be on tomorrow, and it'll be 2:00 Pacific time, and it will be 5:00 Eastern time. And then on Saturday, we will be doing all about aliens and ETs, and that will be at 12:00 Pacific time, 3:00 Eastern time. So also we can bring on people as we did last time that'll be talking about their ET experiences. That will help people getting used to talking about it and coming out of the closet and knowing they're not crazy, that we're all having these experiences and we need to share them, make people comfortable with it. Also, if you do want to come on the show, I've already got 3 people who are going to come on the show, but if you want to come on the show and you want to give me a heads up, you can go ahead and email me at Dr. Gail Starseed gmail.com. I never can get this on the spot, these things on the spot like that. Anyway,
Email.
I know I use my own email, but anyway, that's my professional email. I know my personal
Dr. Gail Starseed at gmail.com.
Thank you. Thanks. And Susie's in the background. She just put that up for me. So she'll be helping and she'll be checking out the chat. So anyway, I want to ask Mary some questions, and then we'll go into letting the audience ask questions. And the first thing is, because we do have some new people here that have been joining us, I wanted to start off and just ask Mary what you do. And also to describe what shamanism is, and then go into quantum healing and the difference in the two. So, Mary,
I want to preface everything by saying that I really liked what you said about coming out of the closet.
Yeah.
And I feel like we should have an entire episode where everyone gets to just come out of the closet.
Well,
Some
that's what
people
we're
come out and say, yes, I talk to aliens, and other people can come out and say, yes, I have a foot fetish. You know, everyone just come out of the closet. I really love it. I love it.
Yeah, we did it. We had our first show last week on that, and we brought on 2 people. Juno came on and White Dragon came on to talk about their experiences. And next week, we're going to have 3 people that have come on. And it's also going to be Gino, because she's having a whole lot of new experiences, and also White Dragon. And I believe it's Rowena Wolf that's going to come on also. So 3 people are going to come on, and they're going to talk about their experiences. But it does, I think, empower us. And
yes,
you're actually the one that brought me out of my closet saying, come on, let's talk about it. Let's start doing, come over here and start taking care of the people who are having ET and alien experiences. You were the one that kind of drugged me over to the Rustic Raven to do that. So,
well, you had a safe space to do it in is the biggest thing, is having that safe space. But you don't have a foot fetish. So if any of you guys do, I think we'd be in a great relationship, because I just, anyways, but it's about having that safe space to heal in. And that's what we do at the Rustic Raven, is we wanted to create a space within our particular community where people who always considered themselves outsiders or different or something like that could find this safe space to come and be accepted and realize that they're not alone and they have an open, supportive community. I went on a trip probably 3-4 weeks ago. And of course, it was a group trip with a soccer team and stuff like that. And I realized while I was on that trip, because I had to stay in a hotel room with around lots of other people that I only kind of surface level knew. And I stayed with them for 2 to 3 days at a time. And I realized by the end of that time that I have created a space here where everything is so open and loving, that being out in the world is so different. People don't talk about deep things. People don't understand the invisible realms. Hugging for longer than 5 seconds is weird, and in this space, we hug for like at least 30 seconds. The hug I had earlier lasted a minute and a half, no lie. By the end of it, we were like swaying and really vibing with it. It was great. And the people walking by, they didn't even notice, because it's so normal. It's so normal to do things like that here. We talk about everything. So the shop place itself is where people can just come in, they can get their crystals, they can get whatever they need for their own spiritual practice. And it's about coming into your own authentic spiritual practice and finding what you believe and what's true for you. But then we have our healing services. And as Gail said, I have done training for a number of years within shamanism. I'm not attached to the term shaman, as I've mentioned before, because it's really just a word so that people know what I do, is so that they know.
Can you go more into what shamanism is? Because people here are new, and kind of talk about the medicine wheel, just to give them a little bit of that, and then go into the differences. So just give them a little.
Yes.
Shamanism.
Really, a direct, simple definition of a shaman is a person with 1 foot in each realm, a person in the who has 1 foot in the invisible realm and 1 foot in the physical realm. So we're always bringing information from the invisible realms to the physical realm, only for the purpose of serving, though.
That could be almost anybody that's in this kind of work.
Exactly, which is why I say I'm not attached to the term shaman. It's just so that people know what I do. So when people come to me within shamanism and shamanic healing, I do things like ancestral healing. We clear the chakras. We do soul retrievals to heal past traumas and remove negative imprints caused from traumas in this life and in past lives, and technically in future lives and across interdimensional lives, because all the time and space is happening at once. And we also have students who come in to work the medicine wheel, and this is a year-long course where we can deeply dive into the person's own personal space in a more in-depth way. So they're really taking more accountability for their own healing. For instance, a person can come to me for sessions every month for 2 years, and that's great.
And let me state that she's in Florence, South Carolina, and you don't have to be physically there to get a healing or a session with Mary. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, everything can be done distantly, but you can get exactly what you need from getting sessions done. But if you feel like you want to more quickly heal yourself, open up your gifts, and also learn how to work on other people doing these same things, then I suggest working that medicine wheel, and we'll move through each direction of that where you're learning how to heal yourself and then also do these modalities on other people, so that by the time you graduate, you'll have some sort of understanding of how healing works and how your gifts are opening.
Right, so back to 101. Exactly what is the medicine wheel? And you're talking about directions.
Yes, the medicine wheel, we spend 3 months in the south, 3 months in the west, 3 months in the north, and 3 months in the east. In the south, what we're really doing is shedding. We're stepping outside of our stories. We're learning to infuse beauty into all situations. And so this is usually the part of the wheel where everyone steps on and they're like, oh, this sucks, actually, because they're having to look at all of those things that have been bothering them for so long that they were trying to run from rather than to face, and having to take accountability for those stories and release them and quit telling themselves those stories over and over and over again. And then we move into the west, and in the west, we're overcoming all fears, all sense of fear. So this is where we're overcoming our fear of death. We're going through ego death. We do death simulations so that we can also release attachments that we have to the physical realm. We look into releasing attachments, crossing over lost souls, anything in that realm. We work really heavily with Jaguar energy here to mulch heavy energies, and ancestral healing is also done here in the west. And then when we get to the north, this is where we start infusing everything with joy again, endurance, and we start taking accountability. We start self-sourcing and self-referencing. So a lot of people, when they go through their healing practice, they're used to going to other people for sessions, asking questions, and getting other people to help them with what they need. By the time we get to the north, we're stepping into our own wise man, our own divine masculine within after healing the divine feminine. And so we're learning, I don't need to ask you, I have the answers. And so they begin to learn how to self-source and connect to their own guides and to the cosmos, and to shift their own timelines rather than just listening to everyone around them. And they also learn soul retrieval in this space. So that's when we get to those deeper levels of healing. And then when we get to the east, we are really leveling up our energy field, getting into destiny retrievals, vision quests, things like that. So it's a very personal journey. It's different for everybody. And it's also very empowering for everybody. And it's healing. If you do the healing work, you get as much out of it as you put into it. But I have not had a single person work the entire medicine wheel who did not say and put in all of the work that was required and did not say that it completely changed how they perceived life and how they were living from the time they started to the time they ended.
Okay. So their personal journey on this medicine wheel, and I guess I should say, question is it a personal journey, or does that mean they can go out and practice after the class, or how does that happen?
By personal journey, I just mean that you're having healing done on yourself, and you're developing your own spiritual practice and learning your own gifts during this process. But yes, all the students, they do trades with each other. So they have work done on themselves and then they work on other people. These are things that you can practice on family members or close friends. I would not suggest taking on clientele until you feel mature enough and you've healed through your own spaces, because you're not, if you haven't healed through your own spaces, then working on other people like a client, you're not able to be completely open and hollow enough to see what they're going through objectively. You tend to let their triggers trigger your triggers, and then you're both in this weird vibrational space. You know, you need to be able to be completely open, completely neutral, just that channel for energy to objectively look at another person's situation and see what imprints need to be removed.
Okay. All right. So now, after I interrupt you about the medicine wheel, now let's go into the quantum healing.
The quantum healing is something that I kind of came into on my own. It's not something that I sat under a mentor for years at a time with. It's closer to my own personal journey and the things I'm moving into. It's more true to my gifts. My gifts and the way I envision things they really come down to, it doesn't matter what people have been through. What matters is what their body believes. It doesn't even matter what their conscious mind believes. It matters what their energy believes. For instance, yesterday I had a man who, on the surface within his consciousness, he held were frequencies that I interpret into words such as I am confident, I am enduring, I am everything, things like that. But those things weren't actually imprinted in his energy field, which means that even though these were affirmations he told himself to get through life, his energy didn't believe it. His energy was living, sourcing, and telling him, I'm not enough. I don't know my purpose. I don't know how to use my gifts, things like that. And so with this sort of healing, we go in and we can work through stories and old traumas where these subconscious beliefs were placed and what caused them to be placed, such as past life healing, things like that. But all that really matters is removing the imprints within the energy center that's keeping us from moving forward, that's keeping us locked within spaces of false belief. And I directly tell your energy what it's going to do, what it's going to release. We tell the cells themselves that they're going to come into a perfect state of alignment according to your highest state of health, your highest path and destiny. And we just let things shift and change and move and flow. We have to release everything that's holding us back and then command the rest to be completely expansively open. The problem with some people and healers, it's not a problem, it's just where they are, is that they have limited belief of what they are capable of. And when you come to me, there will be no limitations on what you're capable of, and we will be as expansive as possible, because even if you never in this lifetime grow to be the president of the world, if I have the belief system in me that I am president of the world, I will still accomplish great things because I'm not limited in what I believe I can accomplish. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And that's a great explanation. And I want to just remind everybody, you can find Mary at the Rustic Raven. And what is your email address?
This is my website, therusticraven.net. And go ahead and book now if you want to. I normally am booked up for a couple of months, but January, February, March tend to be a little slower right before spring. And I do have a couple of cancellation spots at the end of this month and throughout March. And if I don't have any quantum sessions available in those time slots, I know I have 1 hour Reiki slots available. And the great thing about the Reiki is you don't have to be in person again. You don't even have to be on the phone with me. I can literally do the work and send you a report via text when I'm done. And you're still getting the same balancing, the healing, the opening, all of that kind of stuff. It's just a shorter period of time.
Okay. And again, your classes, what do you teach? You teach Shaman classes, you teach Reiki classes. What else do you teach at the Rustic Raven?
Right now, I think that's all I'm teaching. I'm beginning an advanced shamanism course or an energy body mastery course where instead of working the medicine wheel, we're going to be working the sacred spiral. And this brings us into each of the chakras. Right. As we move around, we'll be working with elementals in that. We'll be working all of the shamanic principles set before us from Alberto Villoldo. We're just going more in depth. It's a little different because in this one, we're going to step into skills that you're probably not ready to step into when you are first working the medicine wheel. We're going to take on cosmology, mediumship, different things like that.
Right.
And
I was going to start with that, the elementals. That's what I've been working with since I've been in Mount Shasta, the elementals. I've had the earth elementals, the gnomes. I had to work with them. And now recently the air have shown up, and I know that this is going to sound like the craziest thing ever, but I was woken up to the air, which they were all of these little beings dressed human, looked human, riding fruits and vegetables. And and I was sleeping, and I woke up and I saw this, and I thought, oh, this is crazy. I must have to eat more fruits and vegetables. So I went back to sleep, right back into where they were there again. And I'm thinking, I'm going to never remember this. This is crazy. There was even one, a guy had a light blue shirt on and khaki pants riding a pea. And I'm going, this is just crazy. So then I went back to sleep for the third time, and there they were again. Then I knew this was just not a dream that I kept going back into, that there's probably 50 or 100. There was a bunch of them around me just flying around on these fruits and vegetables. And they were air. They were I'm not sure how you say that, or the she's or something, but they were air. So I've met the earth with the gnomes, and now I've met the air. So, which I'm thinking is amazing, because I was expecting the ETs. I wasn't expecting the elementals here at Mount Shasta. But anyway, as I said, that just sounds like as crazy as it can be about air people riding fruits and vegetables. One was riding a banana, and one was riding a carrot. But the pea one riding a pea was the one that really is like, really, this is crazy.
I feel like if you could ride a vegetable, I'm torn though. I'm torn between eggplant and celery stick. I feel like you'd be on one of those two vegetables.
I would like the celery versus the eggplant, because it has a little bushy tail.
It can almost look like a broom. I get it. I feel like I think you'd look good on a celery stick.
And let's see, what would you ride, Mary?
A peanut.
A peanut? I'm getting broccoli for you.
I like broccoli. Broccoli is real good. I can do some broccoli. Okay. A peanut will be my weekend vehicle. It'll be like my hot rod.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. Well, I think it's time for us to go into some questions, but I pulled a card today for everybody, and actually it fell out. So I figured it was a message for everybody, and it's out of the Starseed Oracle deck. Gosh, there's a reflection on that. Starseed Oracle deck. And the card I pulled was Big Picture Thinking. Big Picture Thinking. And this Pleiades energy is saying visionary, inspired ideas. So I'm thinking that this is what they're telling everybody that's here in the chat, and us too. That's where it's time for us to have some big picture thinking. We got to get out of our box. Of course, I've always thought I was big picture thinking, but I guess it's for me too. So, all right. So let's go to the questions. Do you have anything else to say, Mary, before we go into the questions?
No, we were just talking about what I was teaching. So I was just going to update on where we were with the retreat space.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I already told them about all of that kind of stuff. So we are an official company now. We're waiting on our nonprofit status to come through before we do any of that kind of stuff. But we're building websites at this time. And right now we're still writing the teachings. So what we're going to be teaching, and that teaching is very different than the shamanism or the advanced shamanism, because these particular teachings are ones that were simply downloaded and given directly to me. They're not ones that I read. Of course, everything is always influenced by everybody around us, because we come into contact with all the people in our lives for very specific reasons for our growth. But none of these come from any other culture or any other teachings. So they'll be very, very specific for the Earth and Star community. So that is our update, and we'll let you guys know more when we have more.
I can't wait till you get the land.
Oh.
I know that's frustrating. Okay. All right. Since now we're frustrated, Mary, we're going ahead and start the chat. Now I'm going to have to get off real quickly at the end, because I have a class that I'm attending to at 1 o'clock. So I'll be saying bye to everybody and then head into the class. So if I ever leave abruptly, that's why. But anyway, okay, well, let's start with the questions. Hey, Penelope, please tell me what you know about about 4 weeks ago. Or is that 4 week ago? 4 week ago. Well, Penelope, I'm not real sure what you mean. Do you know, Mary, what she means by that? I don't know what she means by that.
I'm feeling like there might be something collectively that she's wondering if there were energy shifts happening around that time. I know this person as a client,
Okay.
and I know that they had some personal things that was happening with their health and things like that, I believe around this time. And there was a lot of things that seemed one way, or seemed, I don't want to say dark, but not supportive or something like that. So there may have been some energy shifts happening about a month ago. And honestly, I feel like about a month ago was when a lot of things were really coming full circle for us to complete, because collectively we've come right now to a space where we have completed a cycle, and we're now moving into a different phase of who we are. So a lot of us have gone through deaths of ourselves over the last couple of weeks, and we're reawakening as our new beings. So unless you have something specific you want to add to that, Penelope, that might be some energetic shift that's been happening.
Yeah, because I knew there was something coming up March 22nd around there, that I think there's going to be another energy shift during that time. Okay. But I'm not sure about a month ago, but you're probably right. I usually don't, because I don't understand it, follow astrology and all that kind of things. So I'm the wrong person to ask those kind of questions, anything about astrology or planets or where they're going. Somebody has to explain it to me all the time. So, okay. All right. Let's get to the next question. Hey, Damaris. Hey, beautiful ladies. May I have a card, please? Sure. Let's see. Okay. For some reason today, I've been told to pull the activation cards. And I meant to talk to you about this, Mary. I have a feeling we're supposed to be activating some people today. Yeah, I was very strongly guided to pull the activation cards. And Damaris is one that needs it. And I'm just not real sure why. I asked if we were activating people, and it said yes. I'm not sure if we're activating as a collective or individually or what. So let's see what we got, Damaris. Did you bring you some cards today? Of course you did. Okay. All right. Oh, integration. There we go. Then integrate. Let's see what it says. The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. What a great card. Integration of your negative and positive self. Bring it together. Embrace all of it. Wow. Balance. This is what you talk about all the time, especially male and female. And go ahead, Mary.
I pulled this card as a collective read for today, the 9 of air, excuse me. And the 9 of air, when it pops up in a reading, it's telling me that there is a lot of fear that's been coming to the surface, that maybe we're talking to ourselves very negatively. We have a lot of negative emotions or negative thoughts. And it's really just showing us where our fear lives. And when this pops up, it's saying, you know what? If you can let go of that fear, you can do anything. You can be anything. You can be as expansive as you want. And going into what Gail said, if you look at that card, it's a woman with wings walking a tightrope. The tightrope to me talks about balance. But why the hell is she on a tightrope when she has wings? She could be flying. You know what I mean? This is the stuff we're talking about. Just get rid of the fear. You're not going to freaking fall. You have wings.
Well, there you go, Damaris. So I do feel that that's appropriate for her, because I think she does walk a tightrope a lot, and she does have the wings to fly. So I think that was very appropriate, especially, I mean, I know that was for everybody, but I do think that was appropriate for Damaris. So, well, there you go, Damaris.
I
Okay.
didn't pick up my card because I disrespectfully threw it, and now my deck's really mad at me.
Well, I hope nobody else gets that card then. Okay, son of what message does my main Yael guide have for me? He got a pretty guide. Yaels are very pretty. They're kind of have lavender looking skin, kind of a lavender bluish skin.
Do they?
Yeah, they're human looking. Yeah, and they're kind of an angel kind of feel to them. Another activation oracle deck because I think that's everybody needs this today. Oh, change. This is what you're getting, son of what? Change. Look how pretty these cards are. The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. Son of what is definitely going through that. He's going through the change. He's coming. I have felt so much him tiptoeing and all this. And I think it was our last show that we had. I actually felt like he finally was embracing who he is. And the change has come. So, okay, Mary, what'd you get for him?
When I tap into this energy, I suddenly felt this heart rising. I don't want to say burst because it wasn't that immediate, but it was this heart rising. Romance was the word that came to me. Libra energy, Venus energy, romance. And if this is not a literal budding romance or letting yourself be open to the beauty of other people and the beauty of yourself, this could be opening yourself to the beauty of your expression. So painting, music, poetry, things like that, allowing yourself to really, I like what you said, there's a dance that's happening. So allowing yourself to dance with yourself, be in the beauty, be in the flow, be in the soft, romantic spaces, light some candles for yourself.
I think he's finally accepting who he is and he's finally happy about it, where he was really struggling with it in the beginning.
You know what? We just had Valentine's Day. Romance yourself. I like that.
Anyway, let's say last show we had, I finally felt kind of a release on him, and that he was finally coming to terms with it. And I hope that's true, son of what? I don't think I ever got an affirmation of that, but it's what I felt out of you is that finally accepting who you are, and you're just going to go with it. So that would be romancing himself.
That sounds dirty, Gail.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Okay, next. Hey, Susie, what is heavy energy and how do you clear it? Well, there you go, Mary. You take this one.
Heavy energy is the opposite of light energy. And everyone knows what light energy is because it doesn't feel heavy. Heavy energy is anything that's low vibrational, and low vibration isn't always bad. It just depends on what it is. If you think about your root chakra versus your crown chakra, your root chakra is going to seem low vibrating compared to the crown, but it serves its own purpose. But heavy energy in a space or in an emotional body that's not authentic to its actual vibration could be caused from traumas, negative self-talk, things like that. It can express as sadness, depression, ickiness. Sometimes we naturally, even if we don't have the gift, even if we don't know we have the gift of reading other people or environments, we know when we kind of want to back away from somebody slowly as not to engage with what they've got going on. That's where we're sensing heavy energy. And we can clear that on the surface by burning sage, Palo Santo, using Florida water, incense, candles, calling on our angels, using affirmations, things like that. But on a deep level, we clear heavy energy by coming to its cause, which is usually a thought process, a negative thought process that we have that's causing a negative emotion that's emanating from us. because as powerful as we are, if we hold a negative emotion, we're vibrating that negativity to ourselves and that heaviness to ourselves. So it really just depends on what it is that your brain is repeating, and then learning what it is and unwinding that.
Well, my guide, who is a comedian and used to be Medical Mike on my healing shows, and now he's changed to Media Mike. Well, he has shown me, this is what he has shown me. Heavy energy is like you're dragging your feet in mud. He said, light energy, he showed me you're flying in wings. You want to send yourself in the solar plexus to stay on the ground. That's the visual he showed me. The visual was really funny with the person dragging their feet, getting wings and flying away. But he says, you want to go to the solar plexus energy and just kind of balance it all. So that's what my Mike showed me. He didn't say it. He had to demonstrate it. He loves to demonstrate. He loves to dance and prance, and he's great. So that was a great demonstration from him of what he did and how he explained it. So, okay, all right, next. Hey, Juno, can you tell me the names or anything about my ET guides? Okay, Juno, let me see about your ET guides. Well, first off, I'm going to pull a card for you, an activation card. Terrence. Terrance. Terrence. Your guy's name's Terrence. Asking him if I spelled it right. Terrance. Yeah. That's it. Terrence. Okay. So let me pull a card for you. He's going to get it, and it's a male. He's going to give me more information here. Let's see what he is. Okay, but tantric journey. I can't believe this is what Juno's getting. Tantric journey. Okay, the frequency of tantric journey helps us to unlock the hidden knowledge and wisdom that we intrinsically hold about how to reach a state of wholeness and completion through our sensual experiences with ourselves and with another. So that is the tantric journey. And anyway, this is too appropriate for Juno because she's all about a tantric journey. So anyway, but go ahead, Mary. I'm going to see if I can tap into Terrence a little more.
No, I laughed when you said what you said because I wasn't picking up an ET guide, but tapping into you, Juno, I immediately saw an inner child that was like, no, pay attention. No, don't listen. Pay attention to me. I have something to say. And it was either a 7-year-old self inner child from this life or from a past life. If you know of something that happened around that age, then you already know. But this life or a past life, and there was something that happened there that can be resolved with a soul retrieval space, I believe. But until then, I was guided for you to say the affirmation to yourself over and over again, I am whole. And that would help ease her, relieve her, open up her personal power a little bit. And then part of what you said in that moment was about wholeness and the journey to wholeness. So I thought that was beautifully connected as those messages came through. What does her ET guide have to say?
Well, it's Terrence, and he looks like to me, he's kind of looks Palladian, I think. I'm not sure there's I'm not sure that's truly what he is. He looks like that, but I'm not sure that's what he is. And he wants you to release. He's saying release. Release that negative energy. I know you're working on that, Juno. he's telling me go to your chakras. Work on your chakras. Release the energy from your chakras. And he's showing me that it's every one of your chakras, that you need to release some kind of energy from every one of your chakras. You need to work on each chakra individually. And that will help you release. He doesn't want you to go through all of them at the one time. He wants you to work on one at a time, specifically one at a time. So there you go, Juno. I hope that helps. Let's see. She says, wow, I will meditate on that. Thank you both so much. We'd love to work with you sometime, Mary. So there you go. I'm leaning over here turning my heat on. It was 18 degrees here this morning.
What? It's 76 degrees here.
I know. I don't want to hear it.
Then shut up, Mary.
Snow and ice on the ground here. Okay. All right. There you go, Juno. All right. Next. Hey, Arsana. Do I have a sharp object embedded between my scapula from past life that needs to be cleared? Sometimes I feel a phantom ache there and I don't know where that comes from. You know, immediately I saw that it was an implant. I don't know why.
I think the implants could be, I've been noticing them throughout the body too, Gail, not just in the third eye space, but I think that the original wound that caused the low vibration allowing the implant has something to do with betrayal. Not only would we think of being stabbed in the back or that sort of thing, but that's also like the back of the heart space. And so with betrayal, with the heart, you're looking at being very open, very connected. And with betrayal, with something like betrayal, that kind of causes the heart to wall itself in and try to protect itself from everything around you. It causes lack of trust, and it can also cause a lot of pain in the shoulders, the neck, maybe not even having clarity on your highest path, anxiety, things like that.
I don't think that this implant is totally active, but I do think it's kind of aggravating you and reminding you. So, but anyway, there you go. You might need to get a session with Mary to go ahead and take care of that too. So, okay.
Oh, yeah, you don't remove implants anymore.
Oh, you don't remove? I don't remove.
No,
implants.
you don't.
No implants anymore. I do if it's like an emergency thing, but I'll go and have to remove it. But no, yeah, they're not real happy when I do that. They've said I've moved beyond that. So anyway, actually, I did enjoy doing that. There isn't a job I've done. Well, there's only one job I've done. I don't really like doing the espionage work. That's the only thing I've had to do.
Espionage.
Don't really like doing. Yeah, I've had to do a lot of espionage work. Okay, Patty 73. Do you have a message for me from my dear friend Shep, who passed unexpectedly last week? Oh, I'm so sorry, Patty. We can try to get a message, but usually when it's like only that quickly, sometimes they're having trouble adjusting themselves. He was going to probably come to you faster, but let me see. Usually I'm really good at connecting to people who've passed, but usually it's more than just a week. Let me see. Let me start writing, because how I do channel is I do write and see if I can get Shep to come in. I'm not sure I'm going to get much message, because this is what I'm seeing. He's going like this. He doesn't know what's happening to him. I don't know if he's doing this because he has some kind of thing on his head. It just like he's confused. He's confused and confused. Apparently he wasn't ready to go, and he's trying to figure it all out. He just keeps doing that. Okay, he's calming down now, and he's going, hi. He is very confused, and he isn't very much of a transition right now, but he's saying he's okay, Patty. But give him a couple more weeks. Usually 3 months is usually the best at least 3 months for them to settle down to really connect with them. Mary, are you getting anything?
I immediately was sensing his energy kind of towards the end of the Rainbow Bridge, as if he were mostly transitioned from this space to that space, but not fully yet before he starts his cleansing process and all that kind of stuff. I think the frequency we were picking up on, we might interpret slightly different. Gail was sensing a confusion type of energy. I was sensing almost a sadness kind of energy, but they could go hand in hand, because a lot of the time, if you don't know what's happening, it can make you feel a little out of control and sad. But the one thing that I clearly picked up on, other than emotion and where in the time space continuum this person was that they wanted everyone to be assured that everything was fine, that they were okay, that everything was okay. That was a very clear message. And the rest is just emotional frequencies and things like that I'm picking up. And then I was seeing things like the dove. I saw the dragonfly first, and then the dove came after that. And so this is talking about transitions and peaceful spaces and stuff like that. So I think at this point, they're just wanting you to know that everything's okay, but they're still going through a journey right now. And so they're very much in their own little space right now with everything that they're going through.
Right. Okay. All right. Next, ethnicity. Is there a difference between a shaman and a medicine man?
Not really. Not in the traditional sense. It just depends on where it's from. Like I said, shaman, that term comes from Siberia. The Native Americans use the term medicine man or medicine woman. I think in some Southern American places, they say the curandero, or, things like that. There's always a different term for healer. I think a traditional medicine man, because of the culture that they were in, they were a person who also used herbs. They acted as a doctor, they acted as a pastor, they acted as a psychiatrist, and they acted as a healer. So they had a very high role in society because they were so many things. They were the person if your body, mind, or soul was ill. Nowadays, we have all these different places that we go to. I think that with what I do, especially since your energy affects your physical body so much, I like to say that they're all connected, but I am also still young. I did do nursing, so I know a good bit about the physical body. I have studied some in herbalism. I've studied a lot in spiritual and energetic stuff. There's more to the physical aspect that I'd like to be able to study more. And in this society, I can't just tell you what to do medically and it be legal, because people like to sue everybody. So I think in traditional terms, it is different just because of our societal standards, but they're supposed to all go hand in hand as oneness and creating a whole person.
There you go. Well, I've had the extensive part on the medical side with nursing and chiropractic. And that's when I became a medical intuitive, when I started joining the two. So, okay. All right. Next. All right, Joan, what do my guides want me to know about things happening in my life? All right, well, let's pull a card. Let's see what I'm going to pull for you. I think I'm going to pull out a Starseed Oracle deck. What is happening in your life? You want to go first, Mary?
I just hear the words "move forward, get out now."
Oh my gosh, Joan. Move forward and get out now.
I don't know what you're going through.
You're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness. This is my favorite card of this deck. You're not for everybody. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. So get out. Face your true north. Embrace your weirdness. Don't hide it. Don't try to conform. Go ahead, Mary.
I mean, that was it. They were like, you know what? Move forward. Get out. Whatever is happening. So in combination with that particular card about your own authenticity and things like that, there might be things that aren't working out for you.
Well, she says,
time to let them go.
She says, thank you. Oh, wow. It makes sense, though.
Okay, good. It might just be that things or people that you're around or situations that you're in, the season is done, it's ending, and it's time for you to move forward in the next phase of your life.
Yeah. Embrace your weirdness. My favorite part of that deck. Okay. Hey, Cat Mama. I'm excited to meet an ET. Will that ever happen for me? Thank you. Well, why do I think you already have?
She has. She has already met an ET.
Yes. So, Cat Mama, open your eyes.
And why is your screen name Cat Mama? Do you think cats are actually cats?
Yeah, I see you've already met them. You're interacting with them. So there you go, Cat Mama. You've already had.
Who are the cat aliens? What are they called again?
Lyrans.
Lyrans.
Yeah. So
suspicious.
Okay. All right, there you go, Cat Mama. Next. Spirit Watcher said, is my God team helping me practice and work with energy? If not, what is up? Why are you questioning that, Spirit Watcher, saying that your God team helping you? Because I see your guides all around you helping. I don't understand why you are questioning that. Is it because I talk about my team a lot and I see them? Because I feel like you feel them and the energy's coming through you too, whatever you're doing. What are you getting, Mary?
I immediately felt a tightening in my chest.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, when I sense a lot of self-doubt or doubt or things like that, it's lower than that. It was just all in the chest, as if there's doubt because we doubt ourselves. We don't have this self-trust space. But it's deeper. It's almost like there's a protective shell around where there's fear around being completely open, authentic, trust your own weirdness stuff. You know, there's all of these things around opening that heart space that could be the reason why we don't sense our guides or don't trust that they're actually there helping us and working through us.
Yeah, because I see 5 of them around you. So you have a lot of help. So trust it. Okay. All right. Next. Lapu or Lahu. I'm not sure how you say that. Hi, Dr. Gail and Mary. Hi, everyone. What message does my spirit guide team have for me? Okay. Let's see what we got. What you got, Mary? All right. Let's see.
I was guided into a spirit animal rather than a card, which means that I was guided to take this book out today specifically for you. So cute. But what I came to was the mongoose. So the mongoose is pretty much telling you that you need to be honest, you need to be open, but feel free to defend yourself. The mongoose is freaking vicious. Have you guys watched Animal Planet? Have you seen these things? They are vicious. They are vicious, but they're passionate and they're open and they pursue their goals and they can be flat out annoying at times. But all in all, they are about their well-being and they also have an ability to relax. They're so passionate and so forward moving and forward thinking, but they can also relax. And something around, I also feel guided to say that just because you need to sometimes defend yourself does not mean that you close your heart space, block yourself off, close yourself down. Defending yourself is simply being true to your authenticity and being able to say, that doesn't resonate with me. Please don't treat me this way. What does your card say?
Courageous peony. A multifaceted, unique nature. Let yourself be seen. That goes right along there. Be courageous. Mm-hmm. Mongoose. The mongoose and the peony.
I love those. Can you imagine a mongoose with a peony in its ear?
That'd be cute. Okay. Hey, Nancy, a message from Spirit ET guys with regards to my health and well-being. Okay, let's see. Health and well-being.
Do you use affirmations? First off, I don't know that I know what health issues you have going on, but I'm really, really guided towards your throat space. So whatever you think and speak is what you are telling the universe you want to be. So anything that you say, you need to say it as if you are claiming, declaring, and already know your own state of health, so that your body begins to change what it thinks that it is. And when your body changes what it thinks that it is, it will start to be something different. And that's where I was guided first off. Do you have any specific messages from her ET guides?
Well, actually, I've been drawn to pull a card from Raise Your Vibration. So let me pull a card from that.
I don't think I've seen that deck.
Yeah, it's a great deck. There's the cover of it, Raise Your Vibration Oracle deck. And let's see what I get from here. Because that's kind of what I'm getting. I guess that's why they told me to pull these cards. Because a lot to do with your vibration. All right, let's see. Says you are surrounded by angels. So I am surrounded by angels. Tap into that. That's what let me see what they're saying about that. That's all within you. That's what I'm getting, Nancy. It's all within you. You have the ability to connect with the ETs and the angels. And you have the strength, the energy to connect with them, and they can guide you through it. I'm not so sure this isn't something that you're supposed to experience. It looks like to me that might be in your contract, but they're there with you to support you through this. I'm not sure what's going on with your health. You were getting a throat chakra?
I was, and that could have been that could be anything from like thyroid issues to misalignment with your highest path and your highest state of health to, like I said, speaking your health into existence. And, you know, I've had clients who were told that they have cancer or tumors, and if they don't claim that and they're really pushing against that and they've been able to speak opposite of that, speak themselves into a state of health. I've seen it twice, maybe even 3 times, where people have spoken themselves into a state of health and their next scans became clear or non-malignant and things like that. So there is something really huge about how powerful you are, as long as you actually believe it and speak it.
Yeah, she says, yes, random spots in my feet, C-section pain. All right, Nancy. Well, you're surrounded by angels, so it looks like to me you can take it all in your own hands and take care of that.
I have a question. Is White Dragon in here today?
Yeah. He's here.
I just remembered that we were together in the astral realms last night or early this morning.
You remember? He was on a different spaceship than you.
Maybe he wanted to come see me, Gail.
Maybe y'all went to the healing center together.
I don't even remember what it was, but I remember sometime when I was between sleep and wake this morning that I thought to myself, oh, it's White Dragon. What's he doing here? And, you know, whatever. And then, like, it went away and I woke up. So there was,
maybe
I've never even met this person or seen a picture of them. So I feel like we had to have been in the astral realms together working at some point.
Actually, he's been on the show several times because he does work. He works on the Ashtar, that spaceship, and he's in the military. He's way up there in ranking as a general, and he works directly with Archangel Michael. So he's way up there and that kind of stuff. But anyway, so maybe he was there to protect you.
Well, that was very sweet and chivalrous. I also protect myself, but you're welcome to come along if you want.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, he's here. He's making comments. So, okay. All right. Next. This is the last question. Bemuse Shaman, what job did I just get on the new spaceship with the white alien Co-worker. Okay. What did you get on the okay? Oh, with that tall white. Oh, doesn't look like that tall white has much personality. But you're looking like you're at a computer screen and you're standing up. You looks like you're trying to bring some kind of personality out of this tall white. It isn't working. It just looks like to me it's some data collection that you're doing. But you have a lot of fun doing it. Mary, are you seeing anything?
I was seeing the same vision that you saw of standing in front of like this screen with like a keyboard thing. So my first thought was computer geek, but
are you a computer
well personality computer geek?
Because she really likes what she's doing. But a tall white, I'm not sure y'all are paired great together because the tall white doesn't have much personality and you do. So, but it just looks like to be some kind of data collection. But that's all I can get right now. But I really like that scene, cracking jokes and making fun, and that tall white just looking at you like, she's human. So anyway, I've got to go, and thanks everybody for joining us today. Be sure to join me tomorrow with Rebecca Hardcastle, right, which we'll be talking about the exoconscious humans, and that'll be at 2:00 Pacific time, 5:00 Eastern time. So anyway, all right, thanks everybody. All right, we'll see you later. All right, bye-bye.